Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
On this Friday, congratulations, you made it. There is more talk about Giannis and your Milwaukee Bucks and a potential separation, a potential divorce. Did you guys know yesterday? I didn't know this yesterday when we were doing the show, that they were giving Peter Feigin the keys to the city.
Yeah, he had a key to the city yesterday.
I saw it on social media. I know we were there, ESPN Milwaukee. I know a lot of folks. And look, I think Peter Feigin has been fantastic for this organization. I think he's done a ton of great things. None the least of which having the relationship with Giannis. And so they give him the keys to the city yesterday. And of course, everybody wants to know, like, hey, good timing. But I don't.
Giannis was there. Giannis
was there. He was wearing a shirt. Remember that shirt that they had for Paschke back in the day? It said, "I love Jim Paschke." They had the same shirt made for Peter Feigin, which is awesome. Love that. I actually would like to get one of those. I don't know if they're selling them on the Bucks team website.
Can't imagine they are.
No, probably not.
No offense to Peter, but I don't know how much of the merch they would move.
Oh, you're saying it? It's not a in demand.
The Paschke one maybe, but again, as much as we love Peter, he's more of a behind the scenes guy.
So yesterday, Peter Feigin was also talking to some guys on the radio. Who was it? Was it our guy?
It was Frank Isola.
Yeah, who's been here before. Our guy Frank. We worked with him on Around the Horn, and he does that show with
Scalabrini.
What is this? Mad Libs? What's happening right now?
Yeah, with the white mamba.
Did you guys play Mad Libs when you were a kid? It had the line, and then you fill it in, and then you have this wacky, wild story at the end. That's what I feel like is happening here. He was that one guy, and you're answering, and that other guy, and you're answering. So we're going to start this morning by listening to Peter Feigin, who was asked about what has been going on with the Giannis situation and the Milwaukee Bucks. Take a listen.
The statute of limitations on the Giannis trade. I get it. I get the trade deadline coming up next week. But, I mean, this has been the year which I could have never fathomed that every day of NBA news has been whether Giannis is going to get traded or not. You know, which is kind of, I think, organizationally has been tough for us and kind of like a challenge. And I think in today's NBA, if the average fan isn't thinking that 30 teams aren't talking about the 5 or 10, generational superstars and where they could possibly move and what could happen, like they've got to be out of their mind, to get it. And I think like now a little bit, more serious. Listen, we're focused on, which we are. We are not performing well. Like this is a beyond disappointing season to date. I think the focus is, how do we improve right away? And then how do we really think about the future? And that's no brain surgery for anybody, thinking about basketball is, the ownership and John Horst and everybody's trying to roadmap like what the next 3 months look like and what the next 3 years look like.
And not a lot of breaking news there, right? This has been challenging to navigate this. We are trying to win now and win in the future, right? These are sort of the expectations. Anything you took from Peter Feigin yesterday?
And again, like it's tough because now he's on the outside. He's no longer the team president. It's why he was being, given the key to the city yesterday because his his time as Bucks team president has come to an end, and they've turned the reins over elsewhere. And maybe it's just somebody who had a long day yesterday and all that, talking with those guys in the morning before he got the key to the city. It seems to me like he felt like it was a foregone conclusion that Giannis isn't going to be a Buck. That's the way it kind of sounded like to me there. And again, maybe the trade comes to fruition, maybe it doesn't, but it feels like somebody who is kind of accepted what's going on in Milwaukee and what's probably going to happen next.
Did you read it that way, Chu?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the one quote you sent me in the text chain where he said, organizationally, it's been tough for us and kind of a challenge. Sounds to me like similar to the words of the great Mark Murphy. He's a complicated fella. That's kind of what it sounded like. I interpreted it as maybe a little exhaustion. Do you guys read it that way?
I did not, especially after seeing a lot of the interactions between Peter and Giannis yesterday.
Is it exhausting?
I think it's exhausting trying to put a team together around Giannis, given the limitations that they have.
I also think it's exhausting when you see the results, losing to the Wizards last night, and realize that you have to be competitive to keep Giannis, and you start doing the math in your head going, well, this ain't going the way we hoped. And this seems to be leading in one direction.
Because there are still people out there, and Gabe, I think you've sort of taken the stance as well, that you could still keep Giannis by convincing him that this year is a wash. But in the offseason, you're going to go back to the drawing board. You're going to make some moves. You're going to bring some talent in. You're going to try to put a team around him that can compete for titles. And I know that exists out there. I know that there are people who are Pollyannaing this thing and saying, hey, there are still ways that the Bucks could keep Giannis. But every time, to your point, Joshy, that they go out there on the floor and with this cast of characters look wholly overmatched, it feels more and more distant, doesn't it? It feels more and more difficult to convince Giannis that they're just one or two pieces away from being back in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but it's something that you could...
The Dame Lillard anchor is still there for how many more years, Gabe?
4 after this year.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
Which is, and that exists. But, yeah. I mean, again, if I'm the Bucks, I'm at least trying it. Because, look, I'm not interested in any of the garbage that I've seen floating out there in trade rumors. No Golden State. You cannot turn Jimmy Butler's bum ACL and terrible contract into Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, try again. You can try harder. Because I haven't seen anything out there that's worth it. And it's not like Giannis is a pending free agent. No, you still have Giannis for a year and a half. And right now, unless a team like Atlanta comes swooping in, and that's the team I've got my eye on, trying to be a little bit quiet down there in Atlanta because they don't want to, make anybody mad the way the Knicks made Karl Anthony Towns mad this offseason after it leaked that they were interested in Giannis. And he hasn't been happy about that for the majority of this season. So I think Atlanta's trying to operate covertly. Unless Atlanta comes in and swoops the Bucks off their feet. None of these other teams, Miami, Golden State, New York, all of these teams that are rumored to be interested, even Minnesota, would have more to offer you if you wait until the offseason.
You don't think the Packers, good grief. You don't think that the Bucks would be interested in the picks that Golden State is sort of throwing out there? 4 first-round picks, 26, 28, 30, 32?
No, it's 2 picks and 2 pick swaps. No, I'm not interested in that. You got more than Desmond Bane just went for 4. Minnesota, you gave up 4 first-rounders for Rudy Gobert. You think it's going to be cheaper to get Giannis?
So I had a question about that because we've been discussing that at home as well. Just because teams make foolish trades doesn't mean that the league should be beholden to those foolish trades, right? If somebody gives up, backs up the Brinks truck, and is like, I'm going to give you all these assets for this bum player, that shouldn't make the rest of the league do the same thing, right? And
it's kind of the way it works.
Well, but see, I know because you keep using that as examples of how it dictates the market for Giannis. And there's a part of me that goes, somebody must be out there going, this is crazy talk. Like 4 picks, 4 first-round picks. Well, Giannis must be worth 10 first-round picks.
Which you actually can't do based on the CBA and what you're limited. But 4 picks is kind of the max that you can get for someone. But it's 4 picks and young players. And then the report comes out yesterday where teams were like, man, I can't believe it. They're asking for a lot for Giannis. Can you believe they're asking for the moon? No bleep, man. It's a top 5 player in his prime. It's a dude who's averaging 30 points on 60% shooting, which no one but him in the history of the league has ever accomplished. No bleep that's going to cost you a lot to acquire. You can't get Giannis on the cheap, and the Bucks got to make sure they don't get Giannis on the cheap. And the way to probably get, again, unless Atlanta comes flying in, the way to get some of these other teams to pay more is to get them in a bidding war this offseason when they have more access to some of those picks.
Well, let's add one more layer to this fun pie we've put together. I guess pies don't have layers. Cakes have layers. Onions have layers. All right, Shrek. Now there's this report out there that Giannis is going to have a say in the teams that he, like, when we remember the other day when we were stacking this stuff and we were saying why this whole thing is so complicated and why it's probably frustrating Giannis and frustrating all of the people involved. Let's add one more layer to it, because the list of teams who can actually trade for Giannis, we have said this over and over again, is short, because you can't put together a package of assets that equals Giannis Antetokounmpo. But now Giannis is also going to have a say. Doesn't that also limit the number of teams that you can work with? How in the world, Gabe and Chu, can the Bucks actually give Giannis a say if they're trying to do right by the future of the franchise?
It's not so much giving Giannis a say. It's like, if you trade Giannis, whether it's at the deadline or whether it's this offseason, the team that trades for Giannis is going to want to sign him to an extension. Like a lot of it's predicated on, hey, we're giving up all of these assets because we think we're going to have Giannis for more than just the, remainder of 2026 and then the 2026-27 season. They want to sign him to an extension. And if they go to Giannis and go, hey, you want to sign an extension? And he goes, no. Then they're not going to want to trade for him and give up all of the assets that I was just talking about. So that's where Giannis ends up having a say, is if he's not willing to sign an extension. So they can't just send him to NBA Siberia, right? Like, they can't just send him to Utah and get a bunch of return for that because he wouldn't sign an extension with the Jazz.
What's prime in the NBA? What are your years where you're?
Again, for a high upper echelon player like this,
yeah,
till he's 35 probably. Even then, like, you're seeing guys like KD operate at a high level past that age.
What was Rodgers?
Rodgers...
Past prime? How far
40?
past prime?
Rodgers is 41, maybe?
No. I'm saying when they traded him to the Jets.
Oh.
He was past prime, right?
Just barely. Because he had just won his fourth MVP the year before.
Yeah. I'm just saying a depressed asset. I mean, the guy has got calf issues, which, I'm sure they're going to want to kick the tires on. It's the second time this season. We know what that could potentially lead to. I'm just wondering if they're unrealistic in what they're asking. Because there was the one report that, and they should have asked for the moon. Whether they're going to get the moon, I don't know. But I don't want to deal with this crap year in and year out. It's to me, it's moving in the Rodgers direction. Look, you don't want to be here, then move on.
But the Bucks can't just move him just to move him.
I understand that.
There has to be if you're going to move him, you got to get something for him.
But this
you can't
is
just
drama.
give him away for.
Is this drama, or am I missing something?
At this point, we're just now in the team. The Bucks are open for business in their listening phase. It takes time. Do I think he's getting traded today? I do not. Because teams aren't serious about the offers that they're putting out there.
Yeah, I'm almost leaning with you, Gabe, that this will happen in the offseason instead of the trade.
And again, if I'm the Bucks, because again, the road is going to take you there regardless. I think Giannis is shut down for the season. It doesn't, even if he was staying in Milwaukee, it doesn't make sense for him to play out those last handful of games. Just doesn't. So I think you shut down Giannis for the season, you move him this offseason, or if you can convince him to stay, you can convince him to stay. But the road to that decision is all the same. You're hoping to get a top pick regardless.
Peter Fagan says it's been tough on the organization. All of this will he or won't he, should he or shouldn't he with Giannis Antetokounmpo over the last few years. And when you hear the word tough, I wonder what that actually means behind closed doors. Does that mean it's creating conflict? Does that mean there's a contentiousness? There was a report out there, and look, I've read so much stuff, and I'm sure y'all are the same out there, on this Giannis situation, CBS Sports, ESPN, The Athletic, all of these things. I can never remember where the nuggets come from, but there was a nugget in one of the things. Maybe it was Sam over The Athletic who talked about how this whole thing did start to affect the locker room. that on a nightly basis, guys were like, is he going to be here? Is he not going to be here? Like, and there's a tension that does start to affect. So with everything going on, right? You're talking about how the Bucks are already trying to overcome whatever talent disparity you think they may have with this team that's on the floor night in and night out. Now they're also dealing with the angst of this entire situation. So when he says tough, Gabe, how, like,
I think
on what level do you think that has affected?
It's probably like
it's a little bit, but I think you can also tell, just quickly, like Bobby Portis at the beginning of the season when Bobby would go on a podcast or a national show. Clearly, they're going to ask about Giannis. And his was, nope, he's here. We find it funny, man. Like, he was on one, like, not that long ago where he was just basically saying, I can't worry about that. Just got to worry about what we're doing every night, right? And so there was a bit of a tone change from even somebody like Bobby Portis when asked about that recently.
It's probably like having a girlfriend that's a belosh. You know?
Explain.
Everything's a flip and grind. You know? You didn't open the door for me. Where's my flowers? These aren't the flowers I wanted. Why is the house so dirty? No one likes a grind.
I wanted to jump in
wrong?
there and save him, but I was like, why? What's nah.
I'm just saying.
Let him spin.
Huh?
But the problem with that analogy, Chu, is I don't think that it is Giannis specific. I don't necessarily think that this is exclusive to Giannis, that Giannis is the Belosh in this analogy. I think it's all I think. Look, do I think that he wants to be the good guy? Do I think he is nervous or scared or whatever word you want to put on it about saying that he wants out because he's concerned of how the fans would look at that request? I do. But I also think that, like, he's trying to do the best he can to do right by Milwaukee. Because I do still think that loyalty streak is strong. And I do still think he recognizes that the organization took a chance on him, gave him the opportunity to elevate to this incredible level that he is on now. I think he recognizes all of those things. But there is a part of me that at times has felt like Giannis is so nervous about being labeled the bad guy, sometimes it affects his judgment on how he navigates things. You know, we talked about it before. Did Giannis play a role in Adrian Griffin and then moving on from him? They probably consulted him at the very least. Hey, what would you think about this move if we chose to go? Hey, we're thinking about bringing Doc Rivers in. What would you think of this move? Right? They've handed Giannis a lot of power. And the problem with the power they've handed him, guys, is I don't think that you can put that genie back in the bottle. And I think that's part of the Belosh thing that you. Is that a real word, by the way? Belosh?
I
can't say the other word on
you know
on
what it
air.
means.
But
you know the context he's trying to use it in.
The Bucks have done everything for this guy. Everything.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing they didn't do for the guy.
No, they have tried to do everything that they can in their power.
Yes. And he still acts like a Belosh. A nice Belosh, but a Belosh is a Belosh. I'm sorry. You don't want to be here? Don't let the door hit you in the ass. That's how I look at it. And I'm really trending towards the Rodgers thing because I was sick of his crap. Go.
But again, the other thing is, so let's just say that let's just hypothetically say that Giannis goes to the front office and says, guys, I want to move. Like, I've come to the end of my time. I've given you 12 years. Is it 12 or 13? 12 years? 13 years? Either way. Dozen or a baker's dozen. Given you all this time. I want to move on.
That's fine.
Where? Like, this is when Fagan talks about it being tough on the organization, this is what I think he means. Like, you're reading the Choose Your Own Adventure book, and at the end of every one, you die. That's what it feels like right now. What options do the Bucks actually have if Giannis were to say, I actually do want to be traded? Where are they dealing him to that they are going to get back what they are giving?
Oh, even if you wait this offseason, you're not getting fair return for Giannis. You're just not. You trade a player of Giannis's caliber and stature, you're not getting fair return.
Doesn't that reality constitute tough on the organization? Right? When I think about the things that Peter Fagan is talking about, I think they're looking at one of those big Kerry Matheson boards with the string and the pictures, and every situation is less than ideal. How do they win?
Do you think his teammates like him?
Yes.
I do.
No. The way he calls his guys out, are you kidding? Let me tell you what, if Favre called me out like that to the paper, I would have probably grabbed them by the neck.
But I actually think he only did it that one time. Like, I haven't heard it being a regular thing of Giannis
I've read
pointing
that
the
quote,
finger.
and I'm like,
what if it's the truth, though, Chu? Because
I don't care.
once said,
still gave. There's a code. There's a code. There is a code okay?
But what if you've tried everything else?
You still don't do it.
Hey,
not
play
out
harder.
in public.
Yeah, but if you're
You
not
still
playing
don't do
hard,
it.
like if you're not playing hard,
I'm
play
just
harder.
telling you, most guys I played with, if someone did that to them in the paper or in the press, there would be a big problem. You want to lead? Lead in the locker room. Don't do it in the media.
I mean, to be fair to Giannis, it's like he's Brett Favre and everyone around him is South Dakota State recruits. Like, in terms of accomplishments and abilities and gravity they hold, there's like severe levels.
I mean, I'm just telling you, I would have a serious problem with it.
I'm sure someone on the team does. I'm sure there's a handful, maybe even.
Yeah. Guys are being selfish, trying to look for their own shots instead of looking for the right shot for the team. You know?
Hey,
I've played with
doesn't name
teammates
names.
that can't, you know, it's just, I would have a problem with it. I'd have a problem if a coach did it. It's just not the way, maybe that's the way they do it today, but.
I mean, even if it's the truth, don't you want the truth out there?
I don't want it in the media.
I mean, you defended Bob McGinn when he called out Frank because it was the
Frank
truth.
had that coming.
I will say this. On the list of things that are problematic in this situation, Giannis calling out the teammates recently while they are, they can't string together back-to-back wins to save their life is low on my list. There's a bunch of other things that I think have been, and when I say problematic, that probably sounds way too harsh. I'm talking about when you look at the whole situation and you're trying to understand why Peter Feigin says it's been tough on the organization. I feel like that's pretty far down on the hierarchy. It's all of the other things, that we have detailed. It feels like ad nauseum over the last few years.
I think there's a double standard. If Roger's did this and has done it, he gets blasted for it. Blasted. And we blasted him on these airwaves, calling McCarthy out for the Buffalo game. Come on. This guy's not Teflon. Sorry.
800-990-3776. We did put a poll on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream. Remember, you can always stream the show, watch the show, weigh in with the show. Does it feel like an inevitability that Giannis will be traded? Yes or no? Early returns, it's only been up there for 5 minutes, but 89% of people are saying it feels like an inevitability that Giannis will be traded. We got to get to Jason Wilde. He's coming up next. Sounds like the Packers have lost another coach. We'll dive into that with Jason Wilde right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
All good. We're looking at a smooth ride so far this morning. Southbound 41's just starting to tag on a little bit of a delay right past Good Hope Road. There is a broken down vehicle in the left shoulder, so it's kind of in a weird spot. That might be one of the reasons there. But volume picking up as per usual, but no delays yet. Quick, knock wood. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, lake effect snow likely 2 to 4 inches near the lake and less to the north and west, a high of 17. Tonight, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 9. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home, Blow, and Bailey Cope. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
Rick, tell Sarah about the practical joke you came up with.
Okay, Sarah, this is really great. Are you ready?
Rick, I'm always ready. I walk around in a constant state of readiness.
A man buys a woman a pair of diamond stud earrings from Kessler's.
So far, this doesn't sound like much of a practical joke. Be patient. He's not done yet.
And then on her birthday, or Valentine's Day, or Mother's Day, or Tuesday, he sneaks them out of her jewelry box and replaces them with a larger pair.
Well, as practical jokes go, this one sounds delightful, but it also sounds expensive.
No, he bought them at Kessler's, remember?
When you buy diamond stud earrings from Kessler's,
And we have them for $180 to $24,000 a pair.
you always get 100% of the price you paid when you trade up for a larger pair.
He just pays the difference.
He just pays the difference.
I love practical jokes. When do I get my first pair?
For the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and if you're serious about getting more active this year, listen up. The Pickler in Menominee Falls is indoor pickleball, and it's for everybody, whether you're brand new or just trying to move more. Right now, they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They'll teach you everything. So stop talking about your New Year's resolutions and go do something about it. Stop in at The Pickler in Menominee Falls or call the club for more details.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Jason on deadline today, so we're going to move through this pretty quickly. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
Good, everybody. How are you?
Good. How should Packers fans feel about the Sean Mannion to the Philadelphia Eagles move?
Yeah, based on the opinion of his former boss, Matt LaFleur, and others in the league, he's going to be a head coach someday, so that means he's a pretty good coach in their opinion, which means it sucks that he no longer works for your team. But, we talk about loyalty. I certainly had Packers fans in my mentions who, just get rid of the current offensive coordinator and give the job to Mannion so he doesn't leave. That is not what occurred. So we'll see what happens moving forward.
Jason, how much say will LaFleur have in hiring of the defensive coaches? Did he have any under
I think he
Hafley,
definitely,
or was Hafley pretty much built his own staff?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and this is a great question, which I've gotten a few times, and this is an educated guess because I've never asked LaFleur specifically about it. But I think by and large, he gives the defensive coordinator, I don't want to say carte blanche, but certainly a lot of autonomy on it. But I from what I can tell, Jonathan Gannon doesn't have any history with Bobby Babich. And Matt LaFleur obviously interviewed him for the defensive coordinator job when it went to Hafley. So clearly Matt LaFleur liked what he heard in that interview. And he's got coordinator experience now for the last 2 years with the Bills. So I don't know if LaFleur says, hey, this guy's going to be our linebackers coach, or, hey, I would like you to, I really like this guy. I think he should be the guy, but what do you think? or he's the defensive passing game coordinator. I keep forgetting that he was the linebackers coach in Buffalo, but he will be the defensive passing game coordinator in Green Bay. But then you look at a guy like the linebackers coach, who is a Wisconsin guy, grew up in Oconomowoc, went to UW La Crosse, spent a year at Madison, and he worked for Gannon in Arizona for 2 years. So clearly that is a Gannon hire. So I would say it's probably a collaboration. And I'm guessing that if Gannon said, yeah, I don't like that Bobby Babich guy. He, smokes in the meeting room or something. Matt LaFleur would have said, well, that's okay.
Can you imagine
then we can go with somebody else.
Lighten up grits chew in the middle of a meeting?
Well, guys used to do it.
Well, I'm guessing that there was a lot of that back in the day.
The
when
90s,
Chewy was
sure,
playing, right?
but like...
we had guys that come back from practice that would be lighting up heaters. I'd be like, what? Frank, who's really old. Frank, who's really old.
Who smoked on your team?
Joe Garton. That might have been a little bit before your time, Jason.
Yes, I did
but,
not.
Frank,
I did not cover him.
Frank was, when he was in Cleveland, and he was there for the drive and/or what's the other one, Jason?
The fumble.
The fumble. He said Big Daddy Carl Harrison at halftime would be lighting up heaters in the locker room. Seriously.
That's
amazing. They used to have beer. They used to have beer in the locker room after games until they traded for someone that came to town, and that was over. You know why?
Give us your Reggie White.
Jason, you know why? Because he'd have his brothers and stuff come into the locker room and sit there because it was free and have all his Mississippi buddies sucking down suds.
I was going to guess that it was Reggie who said that. So it's Favre because his brothers were drinking it all.
This
That's
was
amazing.
pre-Reggie. This was like 92, 93.
Unbelievable.
When Brett looked like a linebacker instead of a quarterback.
Jason, should I be concerned about recovery time for Zach Tom? Because patellar tendon tears seem to be dicey, and they don't. So, are we concerned about his recovery and his timetable, or do you think it wasn't a particularly serious partial tear?
Well, I mean, I guess a partial tear is better than a full tear, but a tear is a tear is a tear, right? It's a problem no matter what. And he said he was going to have the surgery, and he said that it was going to be a 6-month recovery.
Okay.
But that's what it's supposed to be. So I still think it's a concern. Like that's not an MCL, right? I mean, it's concerning. I'll give him credit. They did a great job of playing it off as if he might play, which clearly was never really the case. I mean, they did that blood spinning business, hoping that would help, but I don't think it helps with a torn patellar tendon.
The reason why I was asking, Jason, because we were having the conversation with you yesterday, and we brought up Sean Ryan's name. And if they're unsure about the recovery timetable of Zach Tom, and he has to miss time at the beginning of the season, and you're going to have a new left tackle, are you really going to want to have potentially 3 different starters out there week 1 if you don't re-sign Sean Ryan to be your center?
Yeah, could be a whole new. I mean, again, I'm not saying this because I'm trying to run Aaron Banks out of town, but the way his contract is structured, it's not a slam dunk that he is back either, right? I mean, they could say, "Oh man, we paid this guy a lot of money up front, and then we're not going to, fool me once," kind of a thing. Now, I thought he played better as he got healthier, but he's another one of those guys that. Even though he's not a young guy, like he's on a second contract, not a third contract, but I think he's 28, and I'm not, only in Green Bay would that be considered old-ish, but like I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion that he's back either, but at some point you got to say, well, we got to keep somebody, right? Like you got to start a whole new starting 5. Like you're a hockey team sending out line changes. Like I don't know what their plan is there, but Sean Ryan did not sound like someone who expects to be back. Let me just put it that way.
And I would have been there too, Jason, had he not played better than Elton did at center. And I guess I'm at a point, especially with Aaron Banks, like with left tackle, and we had that discussion yesterday. There's clearly a plan, right? There's clearly a plan that what they're going to do at left tackle. But if they needed
might not be a good plan,
but it's a plan.
But it's a plan.
Yeah, but Jordan Morgan starting at left tackle is clearly the plan. They drafted him. He's a high draft pick. That's what they're going to do. Is Lecitus Smith? Do they feel really good about him playing left guard and or center? That I guess that's where I start running into these issues of, okay, yeah, Aaron Banks probably not worth the contract he's getting paid, but by cutting him, you don't have a replacement sitting for him on the roster. And you already have other holes you need to fill, and you're up against the cap, and you don't have a first-round pick. And it seems like if you were to move on from Aaron Banks, you would be unnecessarily digging yourself a deeper hole on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think, because the concern in your voice is palpable, Gabe?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if they were in a different place with their other offensive line spots, let's say Sean Ryan and Rasheed Walker were in the 2023 draft class, not 2022, and we're going into the last year of their contracts this coming season, do you think they would move on from Aaron Banks?
I think it would be more likely, yes.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I would also agree that he probably, at some level, maybe very little, maybe more than a little, benefits from the other issues they have on their line.
Correct.
But you're right. Like, it's incredible. And again, I'm not saying Goody sucks as a GM. I'm not. Because every time I criticize him, people say, oh, Wildy hates Goody. It's not true. But he seems to escape a lot of criticism a lot. And I'm looking at where they are. That was in terms of building, in terms of their rebuilding phase, that 2022 draft got a lot of good to goodish players that played a hell of a lot of football for them.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're in a position where, like, we haven't even talked about Kingsley Enagbare, right? Who's part of that class too, who played better than Rashawn Gary, certainly played harder. And if he's gone, that's another player from that class. So this is going to be a fascinating offseason. But Gabe, to your point, so you're going to move on from Walker, you move on from Sean Ryan, you're moving on from Elton Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, you do move on from Aaron Banks, and your right tackle is not going to be ready until training camp because they're going to take it slow with him. They're not going to throw him out there in a June OTA for no reason, right? So basically, you're going to go through your offseason program potentially with 5 offensive linemen from the previous season that are either not on the team or not taking part.
And that's the thing. That's the other thing, Jason. It's not just the starters. It's also the depth along the offensive line. Like, you probably still need to draft an offensive lineman in there with some depth.
More than one. Yeah, more than one. But, hey, Donovan Jennings and Jacob Monk, I mean, what more could you guys want?
And if you want more information on that, the Acme Packing Company put out an article, Packers Cap Casualties, Roster Option Bonus Dates That Matter in 2026. Aaron Banks is on that list, reminding us that on the third day of the new league year, March 13th, Aaron Banks is due for a $9.5 million roster bonus. If they decide to move on from him with a release, it would be obviously before then. Jason, good stuff from you. I wanted to get what your plan would be for replacing Sean Mannion. We got to let you go, so make sure that you touch on that on Wildy and Tausch today.
I will be happy to do that. And the Aaron Banks thing, look, if they're going to keep him, they're going to convert that to a signing bonus so they can spread out the charge. That's what they usually do with those third day of the league year bonuses. But again, Gabe's right. I'm a little nervous if I'm a Packers fan about what the offensive line is going to look like next year. All right, guys, take care. Be good.
Good stuff, guys. Appreciate the perspective. Gabe?
Dinner just got twice as easy. Going on right now. Pick and save in Metro Market stores. Connie's Frozen Pizza. Buy one, get one free. That's right. Connie's Frozen Pizza. Buy one, get one free. Get that pizzeria quality without the pizzeria prices. Grab your favorites. Turn the kitchen into a pizzeria. And look, There are a lot of things going on. Maybe you're just kicking back and relaxing this weekend. Happens to be a pretty big game coming up next weekend. You're going to want to load up on this deal because right now at Pick and Save and Metro Market, Connie's Frozen Pizza is buy one, get one free. Hurry. The sale ends February 3rd.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still a relatively quiet ride. We've got westbound 94 tightening up a bit, heading through the stadium interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's a little bit slow from 76th Street to about Hawley Road. The rest of the system still looking good. Traffic is brought to you by Monster Jam, coming to Fiserv Forum this Saturday and Sunday. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com and watch Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and other featured Monster Jam trucks. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, lake effect snow likely 2 to 4 inches near the lake and less to the north and west, a high of 17. Tonight, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 9. Weather is brought to you by the Pickler, Menominee Falls. Cold outside? Get moving indoors with free Learn to Play Pickleball every Monday and Saturday. Learn more at thepickler.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free, and 0% financing for 60 months, $1,000 off, plus a bonus vacation voucher. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense, this elite defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
The biggest football game of the year is happening February 8th. Where are you going to be watching the game? If you want an unforgettable experience, might I suggest the Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. That's right. We'll be there. You can be at 1100 Bar and Lounge. You could be at Rock and Brews. You could be at Small Bar. Or you can get a ticket to the Yingling tailgate party at the Annex. It's right next to Potawatomi Sportsbook. And you guys, you can also reserve premier seating inside the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tickets and reservations are available now. Food and drink specials, including a $20 Yingling pitcher and $10 off 100-ounce beer tube, also available. Go to the website, Potawatomi Sportsbook's website. I believe that's Potawatomi.com now for all the information on the big game, February 8th. I wanted to get into this with Jason Wilde. Fortunately for us, Jason Wilde wrote an article on this. Packers have lost their quarterback's coach. Who could replace him? Sean Mannion going to the Eagles. I don't love that it is an NFC team. And I also don't love that the way that the offense is structured for the Green Bay Packers didn't really allow for the Packers to keep Sean Mannion. As long as Matt LaFleur is calling plays, that offensive coordinator role is not going to be as attractive. Is it still one of 32? Yes. It's not going to be as attractive as the opportunity for a young offensive mind to call the plays like Sean Mannion will be able to do in Philadelphia. So I guess, what now? Gabe, what would you do if you were the Green Bay Packers trying to fill the role that Sean Mannion has vacated?
I mean, I would love if LaFleur had another young quarterback that he's worked with in the past who thought would be a good coach and be able to bring him in. But the problem is, with the way they did with Mannion, he served 1 year under Tom Clements and then took over as that quarterback coach. What seems the most likely to me, Luke Getsy sitting right there. He's been a quarterback's coach for Matt LaFleur in Green Bay before. Luke Getsy, I'm guessing, is the one who ends up getting that job. But I'd love it if there was some other young up-and-comer that they could just pluck and put in that position. But that's a really important one. Chewy, I've heard you talk about it a bunch, about how important, and you guys obviously had some really good quarterbacks coaches back in the 90s for Brett. So to me, it's also maybe too important to take a flyer. Especially it feels like we're in that really pivotal year where Jordan could really take off. And it seems like you want to have somebody who can stabilize that position. I think that's what Luke Getsy can do.
Could Steno be the best, though, that we could get for a non-calling offensive coordinator? Because he has received interest to call plays at certain places. So are we being too critical? Are we looking for a scapegoat?
I feel the way we've talked about Steno is we're not quite sure what he does, right? It's hard to pinpoint where exactly he falls because he doesn't call the plays. So unless you're in those meetings, it's hard to know what he does. And I feel like we've operated as if, okay, if there's going to be a scapegoat, it seems like it's going to be Steno because people from inside the building are just rushing to tell media people how much Rich Bisaccia is respected. And you don't get the same level of support for Steno?
God, I don't care about respected. Give me an a-hole that's a hell of a coach. You know what I mean? I could name a bunch of coaches that were respected and loved in the building, but I didn't think they were very good coaches. And they didn't bring a lot to the table. I'm not going to name names, but
I think Bisaccia is
give him enough time, and he will.
Again, I'm going to have to defend Bisaccia here, but I feel like Bisaccia is respected across the league, Chew, because he has the reputation of being a very good coach.
Let me throw a couple more wrinkles in here as we discuss Luke Getsy potentially taking over for Sean Mannion, who is headed to the Philadelphia Eagles. One is because he spent time with Mike McCarthy, his name is being mentioned with Mike McCarthy, and maybe Mike McCarthy brings him over there. Was that for the OC as well, or was that for the quarterback's position, the quarterback's coach?
It'd probably be the quarterbacks. I think he's going to bring in Scott Tolzien, I think, to be the OC.
Really?
So we got Green Bay South in Miami, and now we got Green Bay East in Philadelphia, apparently. I'm sorry, in Pittsburgh. Talking about Philadelphia for Luke Getsy, or for Sean Mannion. Good grief. It's a lot of names. It's a lot of teams, and I am just down spiraling over here.
So he is just interviewing. They have not hired. Just interviewing Scott Tolzien right now for the OC job.
McCarthy didn't call plays in Dallas?
He did.
He did call plays.
He did, he didn't, and then he did again.
Okay. So my guess is he will.
My guess is he's going to call plays.
Yeah.
I think his preference is to call plays.
Let me throw one other thing out there for you, because when you talk about Luke Getsy, of course, a lot of people around the league know him from when he was fired as the offensive coordinator for the Raiders. Now, it is the Raiders, and there's a part of me that thinks, like, they still haven't had any level of success. So maybe it's more of an institutional thing than an individual thing. Is there any concern of yours, Chu, that Getsy struggled again?
Well, he got fired from the Bears too, Jen.
Yeah, he was the OC for the Bears first.
He was fired from the Bears and then fired from the Raiders, so that's 2 strikes. Quarterback coach. See how it's ranked. Obviously, the coordinator is 1, O-line coach is 2. When it comes to importance, quarterback's coach 3. So it's an important position.
Where's the tight ends coach?
Bottom of the barrel.
Well,
so it goes.
wait,
I'll give you the
below
whole
the
thing.
Receiver coach? But you guys have so much to do. You got to be a lineman. You got to be a receiver. It's below the receivers coach?
Toughest job after the quarterback. Haven't we been told that, gang?
That's what I've heard.
But I typically had 2 coaches. I had half of the O-line because we would spend half of our day with the O-line, obviously for blocking, and then the passing game. So you're getting instruction from the O-line coach as well, but the structure is obviously coordinator, O-line coach, quarterback's coach, receivers coach, running back, tight end. Did I get them all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Jason details in his article, Chu, Nathaniel Hackett might have been another option to replace Gannon, but as we saw, he is joining Jeff Hafley's staff in Miami as well. So we do have a lot of people who are following the Pied Piper down to Miami. I guess we all know how important Jordan Love's continued progression, right? Continued evolution is to the success of this team. My biggest concern is that you bring a guy in who isn't able to capitalize and build on what Mannion did during his time with Jordan.
And that's why I think, again, Luke Getsy, who has had this job before, who Aaron Rodgers loved, by the way. Like Aaron Rodgers sang the praises of Luke Getsy as a quarterback's coach.
Which also is a little more smoke for the Luke Getsy to Pittsburgh storyline that we're seeing develop.
But if you lock him in, and again, if McCarthy interviews and hires him as the OC, only so much you can do, right? But if it's going to be a quarterback's coach thing, like I think you can lock up Luke Getsy to the quarterback's coach and not have to worry about him going elsewhere. So I think that seems to me the most obvious one, unless, again, LaFleur's got a lot of connections around the league, unless he's got something up his sleeve where he thinks he's got somebody who can come in and potentially take over and help Jordan continue to progress.
As whatever position, as they move along throughout their career, and Jordan's going into year 7 or year 8, he doesn't need as much from a technical standpoint. All it is, because this is how it happened with Brett, you pivot from that because the player figures it out. He knows his footwork and things like that. So then it's just flooding him with information. You try to get them as much information and as comfortable as you can. It's not so much, you see this little hitch here, you got to take a little 3 inches more. It's not more technical stuff. It's just like game planning and make sure he is 100% confident going into whoever you're playing. That's right, because I had Mike Sherman going, I think, into my 6th year, and I didn't need him so much from steps in blocking and hand placement and things like that, or route running. I just needed information, and that's kind of what he did, is just flood me with stuff, and then I would kick out of my brain whatever I didn't think was necessary.
It is crazy to me, though, that this is really the only name that has emerged. Again, some of it is that the Packers are notoriously tight-lipped, but it does feel like Luke Getsy is the only name that we have seen, and I know it's been recent because Sean Mannion was just gobbled up yesterday, but I would like to see a few more names thrown out there before we just hand the keys over to Luke Getsy. Again, maybe he will have great success. Maybe he has a great relationship with Jordan Love. Maybe he will be the next guy to get him to that elite level in the league. But I'd like to see a few more names thrown out there for the quarterback's coach because we know how important Jordan Love's success is to the overall success of the team. We got to take a break here on Jen Game and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning, but I want to tell you guys about my friends over at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. Have you guys been to the restaurant on the second floor, the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails? It's Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Go for breakfast, go for lunch, go for dinner, go for drinks. It's the perfect place to gather and celebrate and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails is now on the second floor at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
I'm going to tell you this, there will be more scrutiny, so I think he better get off to a fast start.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Because I can already picture whomever we play right out of the gates. And I got a hunch the old Fire Gannon hashtags are going to be warmed up and ready to go if things don't start well. He is not going to have a ton of built-in grace at that position.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over, but on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has been able to change the lives of thousands of people with this incredible metabolic reset program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. There's no better time than now to give yourself the gift of a new you in this new year. Schedule your free consultation now by visiting MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Josh DiMaggio here, and I'm starting 2026 off right with Milwaukee Weight Loss. Their team has been absolutely amazing through the consultation process, and they even created a customized plan for me and my weight loss goals. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free weight loss consultation, 262-235-3980. That's 262-235-3980, or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 48 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Word on the Street Tour with special guests Drew Baldridge, Ray Lynn, Lauren Watkins, and DJ Ron. Saturday, September 26th, Alpine Valley Music Theater. Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm going to go with the corn dog, the old corn dog. The corn dog for the
pierogies
birthday.
and borscht all day long.
That's just crazy. Nobody likes borscht, let alone on their
it's
birthday.
so good. It's the only thing that makes my mouth water, other than my wife.
On 94.5 ESPN.
You know what I always say, happy wife, happy life, and a lot of times that starts with a visit to my guy, the Dancing Machino at the Jewelry Center. Earrings, custom jewelry, and repair services. The Jewelry Center does it all. And when it comes to top-of-the-line engagement rings, they're second to none. When the day comes for my boys to take that next step in their lives, I know exactly where they're going. To the Jewelry Center. Great deals and selections on both lab-grown and naturally mined diamonds, plus specialists who make the process easy and fun. Just ask Gabe. Stop into one of their 4 locations, Brookfield, Greenfield, Burlington, and now Mequon, or shop the full inventory online at shoptjc.com.
We have a developing situation here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Oh, boy. Scares me.
It should.
Scares me.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Joshy, what have you been witnessing for the last few months?
Since I want to say about October, every time Mark Matura stands
Mark
up.
Matura. That's amazing.
Love it. I've been called that before. That's...
No, you haven't. You're the least
Yes, I
mature
have.
person I know.
Yeah.
Mark Trevura stands up when we go to break. I turn his mic off because he always slams down his headset while people are doing reads. And then I turn it into Q. And when he stands up, he sings, "Oh, ho, the mistletoe," every single blessed day, multiple times a day.
Exactly. It is a very blessed day. Our guy's just happy, and he's just singing. He's singing his little heart out.
What gives, dude? It's almost February.
I know, but my neighbors still have their Christmas tree up.
Can you see their Christmas tree when you
Yes.
stand up?
No, but when I go outside, I can.
Is that what's prompting the Christmas song?
I think so, because that's the first thing I saw when I walked out this morning.
Are you sure it's just not you grunting as you get up? You go, ugh, and you say, "Oh, I know this little beat." Oh, ho, the mistletoe.
Oh, the mistletoe.
the mistletoe.
I'm also a grunter, Josh. You notice that?
Yeah. Believe
But
me,
I don't know that I'm a
I can
grunter.
hear
I don't
you-
know what I'm doing. I'm a big talk to myself kind of guy, which I think's healthy.
Talk to yourself, talk to the plants, things of that nature.
The only thing you do more consistently than sing mistletoe, which Holly Jolly Christmas is the song he's singing. The only thing you do more consistent is belch directly into the mic while
Yeah,
it's in
I do
cue.
do that.
It's nonstop.
I
hear
do.
you burp more than I hear
I've
myself
got a
burp.
lot of air. But the tough thing is, and sometimes I yell in the house, but because Ange has been back, and she's back now, but I forget that she's here because she was gone for 4 days. And I like to scream and yell. It's just good to get all that out
What are
of
you yelling about by yourself? Because look, the talking to yourself thing, I get. That makes sense to me. Talking to the plants, I can get behind you there. Just yelling in the house?
Yeah, it's like, Anchorman. Oh. It's good to get your pipes going. Get the blood going, right?
The arsonist had oddly
Please,
shaped feet.
You guys talk to yourself. I know you do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Again, that's what I was just saying. I was behind you there. But when I'm in the house by myself, I don't just start yelling.
Can't
You
say
should
I've
try
ever
it.
done that.
Yell?
So I want to get to the bottom of this. Chewy, did you know that you were doing this on a consistent basis? Did you know that on a daily or segment basis?
Yeah, I mean, it happens 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, no, it does. No, I have no idea. But now that you say it, yeah, I guess I do. I'm trying to think what else.
I guess he sings. Again, he'll do that even when he's back here. We'll have the meeting upstairs. He'll stand up. He'll have time to make the donuts, or he'll make a noise that triggers a song in his head. And he starts singing.
How long after Christmas does it become an issue that you've had an earworm that long?
No, he's going to do this in July, Josh.
I'll do it, yeah.
Something stuck in your head for that long, to me, would be problematic.
I thought we established that it was the Christmas tree that was prompting the song. No?
No. It's him literally standing up and going, "Oh."
That was just him making
the
excuses.
mistletoe. Yeah, like he will.
Yeah.
I promise you, he will do this in July. I promise you. He will do the same thing. He is going to stand up. He is going to make a noise that is going to trigger Holly Jolly Christmas in his head.
Here's what we're going to do. Joshy, we're going to throw a tally board up there on your bulletin board, okay? And every time Chewy does it, you just put a hash mark right on the thing. And then by the time he gets back here, let's see what that number is at, okay?
Well, sometimes I forget because I'll have a conversation on the phone. sometimes not real pleasant. And I'm like, oh, it's right next to my headset. I'm wondering if Joshy was listening. Because he saw me on the stream laughing, yesterday, Josh?
Yeah.
And you're like, what were you laughing at?
To be fair to you, if I heard you having a serious conversation, I'd probably turn it off. Just because that's none of my business.
Really? I think most people would listen.
Joshy would not. Joshy's very respectful. I've got his back on this one.
I'm not very interested in like your inter-family or inter-life like things going on.
But
it's none of my business. Well, yeah, oftentimes I'm sure I would come away laughing more than based on the way you and Angie and the things you've told us. But, if you're like having serious stuff with your kids going on or family members, that's none of my... I'm not interested at all.
I don't ever have serious things. If there's serious things going on, then I don't handle them.
So you're saying I have
truer
to
words
rewind.
never spoken, by the way.
Everyone around him knows, okay, let's not go to chew.
If there are serious things going on, I don't handle them. No, you don't say.
Ho, ho, the mistletoe.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
All right, trouble. We've got westbound 94 just past Calhoun, an accident off on the right shoulder. So that's starting to tie things up. We're seeing delays from just west of Sunny Slope Road. Keep that in mind. Also delays, as usual, 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, backing up just east of 84th Street to Hawley Road. The rest of the system, a little bit backed up. 894 westbound from Loomis to about 76th Street, where there is a broken down vehicle in the left shoulder. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, lake effect snow likely 2 to 4 inches near the lake and less to the north and west, a high of 17. Tonight, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 9. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Continuing our conversation about Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. It does feel like the more conversations that are being had, the more real this feels. Yesterday, Brian Windhorst was on Get Up. And look, we recognize here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy that we mentioned some of these ESPN insider names. And some of y'all cringe at the mere mention of them, right? You hear Shams and you're like, yeah. You hear Windy and you're like, no. We get that because it has been going on for a really long time. There is a fatigue, there is an exhaustion here in Milwaukee with this conversation. And you do point fingers at these guys who have kept this thing going. But Brian Windhorst was on Get Up yesterday, and here's what he had to say about the teams that could trade for Giannis.
To look at who can make a straight up trade, just a 2-team trade with Milwaukee and make a compelling offer is the Golden State Warriors, primarily because they control all of their trade assets. If they were willing to offer all of them, that's 4 first-round picks, potentially a couple of pick swaps, plus some young players that they're interested in, including Brandon Pajemski, who's a Milwaukee native. If there are teams out there that can involve a 3rd or 4th team to improve their offer, a team like Miami, for example, and a team like the Knicks. I think the Knicks can make a compelling offer, but it requires them to really abandon what they've got going now and then to go out and recruit 3rd and 4th teams. Those are big hurdles to cross, but I think the Knicks can make a compelling offer. And Shams mentioned that Minnesota Timberwolves. He is not mentioning that for no reason. This is something, from what I understand, that Giannis has interested in. The Timberwolves don't have draft picks and don't have the young players. They'd have to center around veteran players, but that is something that we should keep an eye on as well.
Giannis has been on the record saying that he really likes Anthony Edwards. I think a lot of people have talked about that. The Golden State Warriors have discussed with the Milwaukee Bucks their willingness to put a substantial offer on the table, including as many as 5 first-round draft picks. That from ESPN's Anthony Slater. Gabe, does the Golden State Warriors potential substantial offer scare you at all?
I just think that the Golden State Warriors, the picks are nice, but the report that was also yesterday, the Bucks want picks and players. And Jonathan Kuminga is a high draft pick, former high draft pick. He can't get on the floor for the Warriors. Like, Steve Kerr's a really good coach and refuses to play Jonathan Kuminga. So the name recognition there is nice, but the picks are good. You're going to have to find another team to add a player to make that, to me, worth it and make it more intriguing to me, at least.
But, Gabe, are the picks really that sexy? Because wherever Giannis goes, they're going to be good, and those picks are going to be so far down the line.
Yeah, well, so I get that's with Golden State in particular, Chew. Like, if you were to get their 2027 first-round pick, not that sexy, because I think they're going to be good. But the way the NBA spaces it, so you can't trade back to first-round picks back-to-back years.
Yeah.
So you have to, and then you only have access to so many picks into the future. So if they were to offer, like, picks into the 2030s, by that time, presumably Giannis would be gone, Steph Curry would be gone, and they would be in a rebuild. So those picks might be worth it. But again, like you said, Shu, like the picks, getting the young players, to me, is intriguing on top of the picks, because the picks can be... They're just so far down the line, they're not going to help you. And the Bucks don't control any of their own assets right now because, well, they sold off all of those in order to get a championship and Dame Lillard and all those different things.
The other nugget that I am reading is that the Atlanta Hawks may be able to put together a better package than the Warriors could offer. They have more talented young players than the Warriors do. But to your point from earlier in the show, and if you missed our conversation when we opened Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, you can always find it on the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Atlanta Hawks have been a little quiet. If they are interested, they've been hiding in the bushes, waiting to pounce. And some of that is, as we've discussed, when teams have mentioned in the past potentially being interested in a Giannis trade, it understandably hacks off the players that they would be shipping out to trade for Giannis. The example was Karl Anthony Towns that you used when the Knicks were sort of, dancing around this thing, sniffing around this thing last year.
And the other thing about John Horst in the Bucks front office is they've typically gotten some deals done outside of when Woj tweeted out a little too early when they were trying to sign Bogdanovich a couple of years ago, and then they got the tampering charge. Outside of that, they've operated pretty quietly. Like when they got Drew Holiday, because again, they had Eric Bledsoe, so they didn't want Bledsoe to know that they were maybe interested in Drew Holiday. When they made that trade, I think some people made that connection, but there were no actual reports, right? Like I think Bucks fans were like, man, Drew Holiday was really good for this team. Yes, it ended up coming to fruition, but there weren't people like Shams and Woj and Windy out there going, oh, the Bucks and the Pelicans are trying to get this deal done. Same thing with Damian Lillard. Like those deals kind of happened quickly and quietly. So some of these teams that are making louder overtures, I'm looking just based on past experience with the Bucks. I'm looking at potential quieter teams like the Atlanta Hawks, who with that Pelicans pick this year could give the Bucks 2 top 5 picks with their own pick and that Pelicans pick, plus some young players, that could be intriguing.
And then we talked about how Giannis may have a say, quote unquote, that is open to interpretation, of course, as to where he will go. Chris Haynes, who has been all over the story as well and seems to have maybe the ear of the Giannis camp, certainly has some connections to the Giannis camp, had this to say on Sirius NBA.
For a guy like Giannis, it's going to take an extension. So he has next year under contract, and then after that is a player option.
Right.
So Miami will definitely have to be a team that you would think, he will sign long term with. So with that being said, I think they have to go all in, whatever that looks like.
So Giannis has all the power then.
Yeah, because he
can say, like, if Miami came to him and offer, and Giannis didn't want to go to Miami, he could say, well, I'm not signing.
Correct.
A supermax. So. Correct. So he ultimately
he's got a lot of power.
Can dictate where he wants to go.
He's got a lot of power.
Huh.
Okay. Giannis has continued to say through some of his mouthpieces as well that he will never request a trade. There was that article in the Athletic. Yes, yeah. Sometimes I get the Athletic and the Atlantic confused, but yes, in the Athletic, of course. But that was Sam as well, right? Was it Sam that talked to Giannis when they were playing Golden State, and Giannis said emphatically that he would never request a trade. Now, whether you believe that he has done that formally or informally, whether you believe he is able to say that with a clear conscience because he himself has never uttered those words, even if his representatives have sort of put that out there, or his representatives have started to talk to people and try to figure out what the options are for the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis, that's another story. But it does feel like now with these details that Haynes is bringing out, that Giannis himself might even be seeing what the options are, figuring out where he would want to be if this is the next step in the game.
Yeah, and again, there was, I think it was Sam yesterday in The Athletic had said this has been like the Bucks being more willing to see, okay, what is out there for Giannis? Just trying to figure out what all their options are. And ultimately, that might not lead to a trade before the trade deadline, but knowing what the options are by seriously listening to some of these teams kind of helps them make an informed decision onto, okay, do we just trade him? Do we try to pitch Giannis on sticking around? I think having all of the details for the Bucks as well helps them decide what direction they want to move forward. Because look, it is a new era of Bucks basketball, right? It's kind of been slowly happening, but there is a new, part of ownership with Jimmy Haslam a couple of years ago buying the Mark Lasry piece. Wes Edens only has a couple of years left of his governorship before that eventually flips over. Just got a new team president with Peter Fagan stepping down, getting the key to the city yesterday. So it is a team in transition, and I think that they're just doing their due diligence of, okay, what's out there? Let's get all the information we can before we make a decision on how to move forward.
800-990-3776. We did put it on the Twitter poll and on the YouTube poll. Does it feel like an inevitability at this point that Giannis will be traded? Look, there's a lot of stuff out there. All we can do is try to read the tea leaves, read the writing on the wall, try to put the pieces together to determine where this thing is going to go. I guess I didn't realize, and Haynes reported this, that Giannis has certain criteria for the next place that he is, preferences for locations. One is offering consistent sunshine. I said to Dario yesterday when we were talking about this at lunch, this weather stretch that we have had in southeastern Wisconsin.
Well, but we've had the sun. The sun's been out. You're talking about consistent. We have had nothing but sun this week.
Consistent sunshine is apparently a part of the criteria for wherever Giannis would go next. Sure, you've had the sun. The problem is when the sun, that means that the ceiling is high and it's that much colder. You ever notice that when it's sunny
100%.
Outside, it's so much
100%.
colder?
You don't want, the tough part and the tough paradox about winter is you want more sunlight, but when you get the sunlight during the winter, it's going to be
chilling, exactly.
Is that number one on his list, Jen?
This is according to what Haynes has said. A preference for locations offering consistent sunshine, a major media market, and genuine championship contention. That is apparently the wish list for Giannis's next
Minnesota
location.
kind of throws a big old curveball into that.
I thought the same thing. Also, I would say New York.
Yeah. Well, but New York at least crosses the major media market.
I'm most amazed that you cannot request a trade and have no input into what's happening right now, but also
have criteria,
have some specifics of maybe places I would like to play. If the immaculate, I called it yesterday the immaculate trade. I didn't request a trade. I have no desire to be traded, but if I do get traded, these would be my desired landing spots. Just maybe.
I love that you're likening it to Mary. Getting pregnant with Jesus.
I had nothing to do with this. I don't know what happened. It's a miracle.
We got to take a break. We got to get to Weekend Rechew. Plus, we have Craig Karmazin coming up at the bottom of the hour. Stick around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
Boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more. I know we were just talking about the cold weather, but you should be contacting Events by Design if you're thinking about throwing some sort of party for your company coming up this spring or summer. Now's the time to reach out to them. Creative team at Events by Design, they truly enjoy the work that they do. And they can help you from the very beginning, walk you all the way through, or maybe they come in, just boost some of the ideas that you have and help you put on a great, successful event. You want to retain that top talent. Invest in your culture today, and you need to do it with our friends at Events by Design. Just search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We still have this accident on westbound 94 just west of Calhoun. The right lane is blocked with it, so that means we've got delays all the way back to the county line, so careful there. We've also got delays from 27th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side of 94, we're backing up from 70th Street to Hawley Road, so that little pocket of heavy traffic there. We've got a broken down vehicle on the ramp from 43 southbound to westbound 94. That's off on the left shoulder as well through the Marquette. So that might cause a few taps on the brakes as well. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Time to get a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk, cherry, and pecan flavors. Order at kringle.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, lake effect snow likely 2 to 4 inches near the lake and less to the north and west, a high of 17. Tonight, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 9. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play the Kapalua Plantation course for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by January 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lott.
Calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home, Blow, and Bailey Cope. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank combine experience with innovation. Trusted to process more than $17 trillion in payments each year, Fifth Third delivers reliability at scale while continuing to push what's next. Named one of Fortune magazine's most innovative companies, Fifth Third builds secure, efficient, and forward-thinking payment solutions. Because commercial payments require more than consistency. They demand innovation that keeps money moving. That's commercial payments. A Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey team, Wendy here. If you're looking to consolidate your high-interest credit card debt with a personal loan, take a look at SoFi's stats. A SoFi personal loan comes with low fixed rates, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. That looks good on paper, but SoFi also passes the eye test. Having helped its members pay off over $33 billion in debt to date, score. View your rate for a SoFi personal loan at SoFi.com/stats today. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/stats. NMLS 696891.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is Monster Jam Freestyle Mania, presented by Spin Master. Monster Jam trucks team up with FMX bikes for the ultimate freestyle experience. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the teams, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks and bikes up close. Get your pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Fiserv Forum this weekend.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
363. What's that?
The number of yards they gave up on the ground against the Philadelphia
It's a
Eagles.
Bible verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was "Thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage."
On 94.5 ESPN.
Did you miss the Bucks game last night? Well, we got a solution for you. The biggest plays on the court, the comments made afterward in the locker room, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes, no more, no less. It's Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or you want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after, so you can hear the high-flying dunks and the deep threes and catch the comments about what happened on the court. It's Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. Pretty excited about this week in Reach You.
Why?
I was here one. I'm here for one.
Yeah, she was here for all of these things.
But I also am never here on Fridays. I mean, starting now I will be, but usually never here on Fridays to be able to play Week in Reach You. I don't really play, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Participate.
You're playing along.
Participate.
We haven't done it in a while, have we?
It's been a couple weeks. Because you weren't here last Friday.
I wasn't.
How you feeling?
No, you were playing golf last Friday.
A little cold.
You're a little cold now. Is that what you're telling us?
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play the Week in Reach You.
Josh, he gets so frustrated. He
I
just
know.
starts shaking his head behind the glass.
Well, other than cold, how are you feeling about these questions?
That's what I was asking.
La la la. I really don't remember a lot this week.
All right, we're about to find out. Question 1, Joshy.
No.
For him, walking the park.
I climbed 2 stories in
You
my,
can't
my grammar school. And then I had to go to the principal's office, which...
Are you sure you didn't jump out a window trying to escape getting in
there was
trouble?
a pipe, and I shimmied up it, and I had to go to the principal, and they called my parents, and I was in trouble. I would have kept going.
All right, Chew, can you name the person who climbed a building last weekend, or the building he climbed, or the impressive feat he free soloed?
No, but he's got weird eyes. Look at his eyes. They're weird.
You can't name him or the building, or what was the last one?
The impressive feat he free soloed.
Oh, well, I knew he climbed a building.
And you don't know the name of the building?
It was in Australia?
We would have... Nope. We would have...
That's close.
No, you're wrong continent.
New Zealand?
Whole continent off.
Alex Honnold is the gentleman's name. Taipei 101 is the building he climbed, or El Capitan is any of the... We would have accepted any of the 3 answers.
You're going to tell me he doesn't have weird eyes.
I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
The feature on his body that I am most like, whoa, is his hands.
Yeah.
They're enormous. Now, again, because he free solos and he uses his hands to lift his body weight, but like they're clubs.
I know. It's like that
unbelievable.
statue I saw over in Europe somewhere. It's the same thing.
Not
Question
even going.
number
Nope.
two.
I am
Dr.
not.
Veg.
I am not going to
It's
ask
a
a follow-up.
famous
I am
sculpture where the guy's
very-
hands are
David?
enormous.
All right, now I'm going to Google it.
Okay, well, careful.
I think it was Italy.
Question number 2, Josh.
Okay. Believe I know what he does because we had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
He's right. God,
That's a great recovery, though.
It is.
Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted the audio, but he's right. Famous sculpture with huge hands is Lorenzo Quinn's support and building bridges in Venice.
Venice. Yeah, I love Venice. Venice is awesome.
Sorry.
Believe I know what he does because we had the same situation when I played with Holmgren. That's a great recovery, though.
It is. What was the name of the expensive chair brand Joshy suggested you buy to replace your broken chair that costs as much as your belt?
It was $500. That's all I know. Eddie Bauer.
Herman Miller.
It's close.
Miller is what we were looking for. Now, I think it is worth noting, Chewy has gone 5-0. He's never gone 0 for 5.
Ooh.
So we've gotten the first 2 questions incorrect, and usually he knocks one of those 2 out. But we're 0 for 5.
That was a hard one, though.
0 for 2 right now. Question number 3.
Just to close the loop.
He's not very is Larry Bird,
First of all,
Michael
it was very,
Jordan.
very, very.
Yeah, it was 3 varies. Right. Yeah, it was 3 varies. I mean, Larry Bird's at least 5 varies.
Got it.
Who is the former
Joel
player?
Embiid.
That's incorrect.
Hold on. Hear the question, dude.
All right.
Who is the former player that Doc referenced to with 3 varies in his Hall of Fame status that we then speculated who it could be that you took exception with? So Doc mentioned a player that he was talking to with very, very, very Hall of Fame player. I said, it could be this guy, and you went, no, that guy doesn't have 3 varies.
I said Larry Bird. I have no idea what you said.
Yeah, you said that in an audio I played.
I was like, wow, Joshy with a layup for him, huh?
Who did you say?
Yes.
I have no idea.
It was Kevin Garnett.
You vehemently disagreed.
Oh, gosh. Now
Yes.
I remember.
I said Kevin Garnett because, again, Doc, Coach KG.
He might be just 1 vary. He's not 3, I can tell you that.
You just don't know your NBA history.
What
That's
are we
fine.
playing for now that we're 0 for 3? Just pride?
Shutout?
Yeah, Josh is playing for the shutout. Question number 4.
He just didn't have a support system. He was very, very good at what he did.
Who was very, very good at what they did despite the lack of support system?
Impossible.
This one, I thought this one I thought was the biggest layup.
Jen, do you know?
I do, yes.
Say it, play it again. He just didn't have a support system. He was very, very good at what he did.
Take a little bite of your snack, see if that helps.
No idea.
You're going to be so disappointed in yourself on this one.
It's Wile E. Coyote, Chew. Wile E. Coyote.
What support staff did he have?
No, you're saying he didn't have a support staff. That's what you were saying.
Yes, he did not have the support staff.
He was very, very good, but
he
had no help.
Yes.
Okay.
Oof. I'm a little nervous.
I think he gets this one.
You do?
I do.
Question number 5.
disappointed.
Joshy, for the first time, can Chewy avoid being shut out?
But I guarantee he's got a Luke Skywalker costume that he puts on every now and then.
Who do you think has a Luke Skywalker costume that he wears?
Gannon.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah.
I can't decide if I'm excited or disappointed.
Well,
I didn't tank. I could have tanked.
Is it bad that I can recognize the murmurs in the back? Like, if you listen to that clip, I thought Josh, because after we were talking about that, Josh plays the shoom, 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 shoom shots. Explosive. Shoom, 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 shoom.
It starts. I tried to cut it off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I heard just...
But I
like,
guarantee
I can recognize
he's got a
that
Luke
clip now by the
Skywalker
background
costume
noise
that he
that's
puts on
going
every now
on.
and then.
Like, and I thought you were going to play the...
But I guarantee he's got a Luke Skywalker costume that he puts on every now and then.
Like, you can hear like
the
that.
The dap. You can hear it clearly.
Yeah, I guess I'm checked out. That was bad.
Shots. Explosives.
Although, for what it's worth, a lot of that stuff was real periphery, right?
They were
like
hard.
the Alex Honnold, the Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote was not peripheral. Wile E. Coyote took over the show
built
on Monday.
3 segments.
Like, Wile E. Coyote dominated the show.
And just so you guys know, when we talk about things that I'm most proud of, days like that are up there on the list,
The number of texts from people I got that loved the power ranking
The Looney Tunes?
in the Looney
Yeah.
Tunes, Chew. People love it.
Well, it was just amazing that we were able to connect everything, too. I mean, between the Pepe Le Pew, 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 that was incredible. Come on. Where else are you going to get that type of high-quality content? We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Chewy avoids the shutout in the week in Rechew. Maybe I'm bad luck. Maybe, Chew, if we continue to have a streak like this, I'll have to leave again.
Well, I think you need to do it next week because you weren't running the table there either.
I knew every one of them.
They were hard. Really.
Even the
I couldn't
chair?
even Hey, you
No.
know what the funny thing is?
Good point. I would
I
not have
couldn't
known.
even tell you what.
If I did not have the chair in front of me, I would not have gotten the chair.
I would not have known the chair.
I thought everyone knows that chair.
I literally had never heard of it until you told us
They're
to Google
synonymous
it.
for being the best and also insanely expensive.
Scott Joshy, there's one chair I could name in this world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
One.
Lazy boy?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. Yes. That's it.
Sames.
Lazy boy.
Hell of a marketing job by Lazy Boy, by the way.
It's a great job by them. Yeah, it's a great job by Lazy Boy.
All right, we'll take a break. Roll on right for this. Craig Karmazin joining us in studio next.
Are you looking to get in shape for an upcoming vacation, maybe lose a couple pounds for summer, or just improve your life? There comes a point where you know it's time to do something for yourself. I wanted real goals, real change, and I decided 2026 is the year I look and feel my best. I'm Josh DiMaggio, and I'm starting that journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. From the first consultation, their team has really listened and built a customized plan around me and my goals. I've lost 13 pounds in just 11 days of the program, trying all sorts of new foods, and even trying new recipes with me and my girlfriend. This program is different. No intense workouts, no prepackaged meals, no counting calories or points, no drugs, surgery, or injections, just a proven metabolic reset. Many patients lose up to a pound of fat a day. Some people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. Milwaukee Weight Loss has already helped thousands of people change their lives. There's no better time than now to take control and start feeling confident again. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980. That's 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have an accident on westbound 94 just west of Calhoun. The right lane is blocked. Looks like one of the cars went off into the ditch there. We do have delays from the county line to that point. We've also got more delays through the stadium interchange on westbound 94. Also, a broken down vehicle on the ramp from 43 southbound to 94 westbound. Now the left lane is blocked, so that's going to be affecting your ride through the Marquette. Otherwise, the rest of the system is actually holding out pretty well. We do have one crash on northbound Highway 83 right at I-94. Right shoulder's blocked on northbound 83. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, lake effect snow likely 2 to 4 inches near the lake and less to the north and west, a high of 17. Tonight, chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, a low of 9. Weather's brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, BigFrog.com.
New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior pros and baths. New year, new home, done right.
For the big game this year, upgrade what's in your cooler. Meet Carbless, handcrafted premium cocktails in a can made with real spirits and big, bold flavor. Zero sugar, zero carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Carbless delivers bartender quality cocktails that are easy to enjoy from kickoff to the final play. Perfect for watch parties, game day spreads, or packed living rooms. When the food is hot and the game is loud, crack open a cold Carbless. Stock up on flavors like black raspberry, lemon lime, and pineapple before game day. Carbless, full of flavor, ready for kickoff.
People say buying a home in winter is tough. But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
It's UWM's homecoming, and the celebration features 2 Panthers basketball games. The action tips off Friday as the men's team takes on Wright State at 7 p.m. at Panther Arena. Then on Saturday, the women's team hits the Kalachi Center Court against the Raiders at 2 p.m. Fans at both games will score a free black and gold in the cold homecoming t-shirt courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Join us Friday at 7 for the men's game and Saturday at 2 for the women's game. Lock in your tickets at mkepanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story. It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Has any market been as consistent where they only have one team than Wisconsin? We know Chicago hasn't been.
No.
Fridays with Mo.
Yeah, but until you win a championship, you can't really say that. And they've had one champion.
Chewy, we're going to just create an AI. Or the AI Chewy can just bring up championship. We don't even need Chewy.
They've had one championship.
What, it's going to be put like a hologram over there?
Yeah.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story.
As we wait for Craig Karmazin to join us in studio, want to take a moment to recognize, Joshy, what do we need to recognize?
Go, shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
It's Gabe Neitzel's birthday today, ladies and gentlemen.
Secret squirrel.
Secret squirrel. Big 4-0.
Oh. Halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Just a baby.
Hey, Craig.
Hi.
Did you know it was Gabe's birthday?
I knew once you said it.
Sort of how that information exchange works, isn't it? Yeah. Gabe, you got big plans for your birthday today?
Some of you people are going to be coming over to the house.
Thanks for the invite.
We've got a brisket. Well, since you didn't invite me to your secret fantasy league that we found out about last week.
That's Pratik.
Shockingly, the same person was also in charge of the invites for my party.
Oh, so he didn't invite me.
Probably did it strategically. 40's a big deal, right? I mean, I know you're not a birthday guy. That's why we didn't make a big deal about it. I had a birthday hat at home that I almost brought to wear on the show today. And I was like, you know what? As a gift to Gabe,
I appreciate
I
that.
won't.
Because you've brought in balloons for me before. You get excited about everybody's birthday.
I love birthdays. Like a child.
We're going to have some fun today, and, that'll be that.
Craig, good to see you.
I know there's one thing that's on everyone's mind that everyone wants to talk about.
Oh, here we go. Give us the old rope-a-dope.
And that is Novak Djokovic's win over Jakob Sinner. Sets up a big finals at the Australian, right? Is that what all Wisconsin sports fans care about right
exactly,
now?
Well, we were watching it on the screens above. I'll say it's a big deal. He's 37 years old, for what it's worth.
And Alcaraz is so fun to watch. The finals will be awesome to watch.
Awesome. Sunday, 3 a.m. Eastern.
Chewy, are you going to watch it?
No. Tennis is terrible now. It used to be so good. They wrecked it.
Wait, why'd they wreck it?
I don't know. Craig, it was so good. McEnroe, Connors, Bjorn Borg.
I know what happened.
What?
Chewy doesn't have an American to root for, so he doesn't care.
But Bjorn Borg, I think he just hasn't given this a chance because it still is it's not like, a different guy each week. It is big rivalries like it used to be, and amazing players who are unbelievable and long rallies. Like it's better than it was then, Chewy.
Tennis never stayed up with golf. Would you agree?
No, tennis is better than golf now.
Not according to the ratings.
Agreed.
You know?
Not globally, though. Ratings are big in tennis in other countries.
That doesn't matter. Soccer, global. No one cares about. Well, actually,
no one cares about other countries. Even in other countries, they just care about the U.S.
See, Craig, I wasn't going to start where you thought we were going to start.
Oh.
But it is a pretty. I know you won't answer it the way I would answer it, even though you would like to answer it the way I answered it. Were you bothered by what Doc said to the media this week about Joel Embiid being the best basketball player he's ever been
most talented?
I mean, I actually, this is the first I'm hearing of it, so I didn't get to hear the actual quote itself. But if you're talking about the adept shooting touch that Joel Embiid has, like, it's almost impossible to argue. The guy's running around on one leg, and he is, like, scoring 37 points in games. So the skill that he's developed from the time he came into the league, you know, in the Jabari Parker draft is pretty incredible.
Okay, here's the thing. We're not asking, is it accurate?
Yeah.
Play the audio for him.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling a very, very, very Hall of Fame player that I coached that Joel's the most talented player that I ever coached. And he was like, what? And I was like, he is. You know, it's the things that you guys see and then the things you actually don't see in practice sometimes that he can do. It's incredible.
It's less about, is that accurate? And more about, is it appropriate for what is going on in the Bucks organization currently, where everything feels tenuous? Do we really need Doc Rivers to be saying right now that Joel Embiid is the most talented player he's ever coached when Giannis Antetokounmpo still roams the earth?
Right. And Giannis is obviously a better player than Joel Embiid, and Doc would clearly say that. And right now, if the Bucks post Peter Feigin is retiring as president of the team, or not retiring, is leaving as president of the team, there'll be about 30 comments talking about how Peter's the GOAT and what an incredible job he did getting Fiserv Forum built, leading a championship organization for 12 years. And then there'll be 180 comments saying fire Doc. And so anything that Doc says right now, I mean, the fan base has made a decision that Doc Rivers is a big part of the problem. So I don't think Doc could win. And Doc had a distinguished career as the #1 TV analyst for ESPN. Doc is going to be very vocal around the Celtics-Knicks game, February 1st, a game celebrating 75 years of black players in the league. Doc is going to talk. Doc loves to talk, and Doc is really good at it. So I think when you have Doc, you know he's going to talk. And I don't think that's going to change. Like, Doc saying that Joel Embiid's really talented isn't changing anything that's going to happen. So I think it's a bunch of noise.
Okay. So your thoughts on everything that has progressed with the Giannis reports and everything around that this week?
I think that I would be really, really disappointed if a trade happened in the next week. I don't understand why it would happen in the next week. I think if it happened, the reason would be that there would be such a premium, because if the trade happens after this season, whoever acquired Giannis, if there was a Giannis trade, would need to wait to sign him to a max deal. Whereas if they traded for him now, they could sign him sooner than. But I hope Giannis never gets traded and plays his entire career with the Milwaukee Bucks. But if he were to be traded, I wouldn't trade him now when we're hearing all these teams are in love with their rosters and, oh, this guy, I wouldn't give up this guy for Giannis. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the names I'm hearing people say, oh, I wouldn't give up that in a Giannis trade. Like, it's Giannis. Like, so first of all, the Bucks shouldn't. I hope Giannis doesn't want to go. I hope the Bucks don't trade Giannis. But if it gets to that point, my sense is that I have an inside source with the NBA that has told me this, and I shared it with a few insiders yesterday, that 29 teams are going to lose and not win the NBA Finals in June this year.
Womp, womp, womp.
Breaking news. And so 29 teams.
Just so you know, you had me for a moment.
I know, I did. I was like, actually look up. And so
what is he about to share with us? Nothing.
All of these teams are going to be like, oh, why do we think this guy's untouchable? Why do we think that? It's Giannis. And so, to me, doing it now, just because it all feels gross and uncomfortable and yucky right now, it's not the time to do it. Let Giannis get healthy. There's no international basketball this offseason. There is a good chance there's no Bucks playoffs this offseason. This will be the healthiest and most rested that Giannis has been in at least 5 years, but maybe a decade, I think you could argue. So why not get Giannis healthy? Why not get a great first-round pick in this draft coming up and then reevaluate what this team should do next?
So let's say he's not traded within the next week. Do you think then whether or not he plays for the remainder of the season will depend upon how close they are to the play-in? Is there a possibility you think he could just get shut down for the season because that's what's best for everybody to make sure he gets that rest?
I think if he plays the rest of the season will likely be a result of what Giannis wants, right? If Giannis it's mid-March and he feels good and his work ethic and value system and all that says, hey, if I'm healthy, I want to play, then Giannis is going to play. And I think we're just going to have to see what that is. But he's had 4 injuries in the last 18 months. And I think there's a really good argument that for the Bucks long term, that, the idea of where the Bucks might be when he returns, it could make sense for him to sit. Now, we just saw the Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets are winning all these games without Jokic. They won again last night against the Brooklyn Nets. So you never know how a team's going to react, but we saw a great game from Miles Turner last night, but we have not seen this team win games without Giannis.
Craig Karmazin is brought to you by Saturn Lounge. Okay, so I think most people are in agreement with you, Craig, that we would like to see Giannis finish his career in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. There are very few players who have that distinction. We've talked about it before. What do you think he wants? I know that bottom line, he wants to play on a competitive team. He wants to win another title, right? That is what is driving all of this. But if he doesn't think that the Bucks can get that done, is it your understanding that then he does want to take his talents elsewhere and see if he can win that other title somewhere else? Because I wouldn't begrudge him if that were his decision.
Yeah, I mean, so you asked 2 things. What does Giannis want? The first thing you asked, I think Giannis wants to win more championships here in Milwaukee.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah, and I think that's what he wants. I don't think he has any desire to go anywhere else. I think if he did, he would have done that already. Giannis is not someone who's looking to go somewhere to chase something. Giannis wants to stay here and compete for championships every year. He's been really clear in that for the last 13 years.
Right, but sometimes the reality is
I was going to say,
like, okay, I want to walk in the Victoria's Secret, the fashion show, but I'm 5 foot. No, follow the analogy, dude.
Okay,
but I'm 5'4", and they're not knocking down my door
I was like,
to
I'm
be
surprised
like.
if that's what you want.
But my point is, like, sometimes there are things outside of your control that keep you from what you
would
want.
Be more likely to want to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
I mean, among all of us here, he's the only one who's had a swimsuit shoot. So
I want to be smart.
Yeah. Chewy,
hey, you're one
smart.
click below dumb, buddy. Don't you worry.
So that is again where I think, who knows with all of the assets the Bucks have, who knows with this draft lottery. Right now, the New Orleans Pelicans have the worst record in the NBA. So it doesn't look like the Pelicans will need to use their draft swap that they have with the Milwaukee Bucks, which means the Atlanta Hawks would get their pick and the Bucks would keep our pick. And that's going to be a really good pick. And I was talking to Thanasis the other day, and I said, the way this lottery goes, this could actually be the highest level player that Giannis has ever played against, from the beginning of their career, right? Obviously, he came in and Chris blossomed into an all-star. He got 2 years of Dame, when Dame was like, a little past peak, and not totally healthy. So who knows if this could be a top 3 pick that the Bucks have. The Bucks have other assets that they can turn for other players and picks.
But then they have to tank, right? But then the goal is.
Are you saying this year?
Yes, to improve their lottery.
I do not think there's any part of the Bucks that need to tank. I have watched the Bucks this year, and when Giannis doesn't play, we don't win. So I don't think it's not tanking.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that they're just going to lose. It's not like they're going to try to lose. They just will.
I think they can play really hard, and I don't think right now this team as constructed seems to be winning a lot of games. So I don't think the Bucks need to tank.
Craig, with that real quick, do you think they're going to shut him down for the year?
again, I don't think Giannis would be unilaterally shut down by the team. I think that is something that he would be part of the process on. And I think we don't know if this is a 6-week injury or an 8-week injury. It's hard for me to believe that, a decision would be reached in late March to say, hey, let's play these next 9 or 10 games or whatever it is if there's nothing to play for. I mean, is there some vision where Giannis is going to think, all right, we could go 12-2 and get to the 9 seed or get to the 10 seed? Like, I don't know. I mean, Giannis's irrational competitiveness has gotten him to where he is today. But I think, as we all know, there's an advantage. Again, no EuroLeague this summer, no World Cup, no Olympics. I mean, this is the one year where there's nothing in the summer. So the idea of him being that rested and that healthy is just so appealing to me when I think about, because I want Giannis in Milwaukee not for next year. I'm thinking about Giannis in Milwaukee for the next 7 or 8 years. And if you're thinking that way, having this little break, I think, is just unbelievably valuable. So I see a huge advantage of being able to give him an extended rest.
Got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Craig, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Happy birthday, Gabe.
Thank you. Craig, of course, brought to us by our friends at Saturn Lounge. But hey, Wisconsin sports fans, Luke Bryan bringing the Word on the Street tour to Alpine Valley September 26th. We're giving away 4 tickets right now. 4 tickets to the Luke Bryan Word on the Street tour, 800-990-3776. Caller 4 wins 4 tickets to see Luke Bryan at Alpine Valley. Tickets go on sale today, 10 a.m. at livenation.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. You know that saying, new year, new you. Well, how about new year, new home upgrade? Universal Windows Direct has a January offer that's all about starting strong and saving big. Right now, when you buy 4 windows, you get 4 free, and that's one of the biggest offers they've ever done, and with 0% interest financing for 60 months. You'll also get $1,000 off your entire project, plus a vacation voucher with every purchase. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Dinner chaos? Not tonight. Not when you got Screamin' Sicilian Detroit-style pizza on the table. It's got a thick and airy crust, that crispy, caramelized edge, tons of toppings baked into perfection right in its own pan. Available in cheese. You got the pepperoni, the multi-meat. Supreme is fantastic, all delicious. Every bite brings a little peace and harmony to the table. It's Screamin' Sicilian Detroit-style. Dinner drama diffused. Find it in your local grocer's freezer section.
That's going to do it for Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.